Monster kill!
Battle begins.
Arc Warden is a hero that you kill by just having heroes that can just jump on him and take him out, but there really isn't a hero that fits the archetype. So as the game progresses, it just should be easy for OG, honestly. And I feel like the Sand King was a good enough answer to the Broodmother.
I want to see Fnatic run at heroes much more than towers. I feel like OG is like really good at holding their formations when they protect towers, like they draft for it. And I think like the way you should deal with it is you look to kill heroes and take advantage of positions, because you kind of know they're standing in the right place. Like, that's very big information most of the time.
To me, this seems like the epitome of a group stage game. Arc Warden and Broodmother being selected. I can barely even catch my own breath. So I'll send it to someone else who has far more capabilities with that. It's MLP and John X Fire.
Oh, thank you so much, Tsunami. It is indeed MLP Dota and John X Fire. Jonathan, game number one going pretty rough for Fnatic. I mean, there's no other way to sugarcoat it. There's no other way to put it. It was a very one-sided affair. What do you think of Game 2's draft? Do you think Fnatic has a chance here against OG?
Yeah, it looks a little bit better. They've got something that can kind of carry their game on Armel and Palos. He's got something that sets momentum with that Razor. So we've seen Palos do this a lot on his execration as well. Jabs and the Broodmother is the wild card there, right? And we heard the panel's closing thoughts where Adam kind of wants them to go for the kills more. And this is a lineup that can get that done. It's very hard to take towers. You have to deal with all the sustain coming out from OG. They've got pretty decent wave clear as well to deal with those broodlings early on. And I think that one issue they pointed out there is that towards the late game, this Arc Warden, how do you jump him, right? Like, he's gonna have the fields up, all that evasion up. You've got two ranged boards. Broodmother's one that might run in, your Monkey King's support. That Arc Warden might be a major issue if this game does drag on.
Another issue going to be John being constantly about Arc Warden being picked up here by OG. I mean, this hero is probably the most disgusting hero in Dota, even in Dota All-Stars back in the day. It's just a terrible, terrible, disgusting hero to have to play against Jonathan. And well, sadly, Fnatic are going to have to experience it. We'll see if they can make this game number 2 work. Well, some people would argue that Broodmother's also rather disgusting, but Jonathan, as the resident Australian here, I don't think so. Quite a beautiful hero.
Yeah, you're perfectly at home here. You've got the Spider and the Scorpion in this game, so it's just like your backyard.
Certainly is, John. Certainly is. Game number 2. OG, see if they go for an early team fight once again here for Game 2, as of course Game 1 they were able to secure First Blood. Live on to Januar with ATF. Group up already in the mid lane, but it does pan out. At the last big Sand King as well coming up from OG, you'd have to agree a very, very good counter towards that Broodmother, just with the Burrow Strike Caustic Finale. You're just bursting all the Spiderlings down. Probably going to make the Brood's life rather hard this game, would you say, John?
Yeah, it would be annoying. Even just getting the early shard up is going to be really annoying for Fnatic to deal with. Just moving around, you're going to be able to slow down those Spider, kind of get a good chase going, kind of farm them up. Good wards being dropped from Fnatic, at least. Sidewalgo being pointed out by observers, of course. Not too much action, just a lot of posturing. We'll see if Fnatic can get more room. Start like 3.
Fnatic, they're going to be able to try and abuse Jabs' spider webs here, but not going to be able to get away with it. Jay unable to get the Bannerine off Uragi as well, so 2 for 2 Bannerine trade this time around. Don't worry about either. We will start with the bottom lane. Uragi, of course, going to be on the Arc Warden, along with Chu on the Train Protector against DJ on that Monkey King. Of course, you will have Jabs on the off-lane Broodmother. Not too hard of a lane so far for the Brood. We'll see how much impact they can have, but we kind of said this game number 1 as well. If you're Uragi, chances are you're not really going to be pressured too much up until that level 6 mark.
Yeah, you can have a little bit more play for Fnatic here. It does feel like you might be able to chase around with DJ by level 2, level 3. Could be a decent enough spike for that Broodmother to trade. They didn't quite cut the tree line though. There's that as well. You're seeing Chu just being very fun. Running up, getting some right clicks off. His base damage is really damn high, so once you find that spider, you just kind of crush it.
See the way they just kind of abuse the spark rates here, making sure Jabs has to walk the long way around. And mention, I mean, they did not take down the tree line, so it is going to be a rather nice lane here for Chu. Mind you, he is against the Monkey King, so the Jingu Mastery might get a little bit annoying, but as a Train Protector, you don't really find bot lane already fine to swimmingly. And of course, we were having a look earlier at the mid lane as well as Jabs. They get chased down a little bit, but it's going to be able to outrun Chu eventually. I say that. Spark Wraith is also going to be there onto Jabs. Constant harassment coming out from OG. Just never really allowing any breathing room here for the side of Fnatic.
Yeah. You want to apply that pressure early on. You definitely don't want that Broodmother quick. It can take over the map a lot better for
Top
Jabs.
lane. Palos going to be first blood here. ATF once again able to secure first blood here on the off lane, and pretty rough start here for Palos, that's for sure.
Can't underestimate that Penitence. Makes it so much easier to run down. You've got a pretty path forth in the Enchantress. You know, Johnny Well does go for the end. A little bit of sustain. It's just not enough to your Razor alive. And it's not the easiest Razor lane as well. You can always burst strike away from the static lane.
So, Ragi still having a very good time. Jam's also doing so. But that mid lane, we were having a look a little bit earlier. The Puck matchup against the TA, John, it hardly say it should favor the Puck. TA just doesn't really seem to lose the lane, but seems like for now, at the very least, Armel is actually behind BZM, and BZM just not really pressured whatsoever.
Big difference in this lane is going to be the small camps. You already have a block from Fnatic on the small camp. BZM's not going to be able to farm it up. Armel has a smooth ride onto his own, but he is under vision. They've got a good forward ward here from OG's end to keep track. So whether or not Armel gets easy access there to catch up is another question. We might see OG themselves kind of get defensive.
Bottom lane, going to be dived here by Jabs, so they might just find DJ first. Uragi still going to go for a run, but Jabs, one more right click will do it. The Arc Warden, though, on for the run of the Spiderweb. Going to be there in time, and Jabs does secure the right click he needed. A very nice kill and very nice trade for the side of Fnatic in this bot lane.
And it's that level 3 timing. You've got more damage, more utility coming out from DJ. Jabs can trade very nicely now with the Insatiable Hunger and the Silken Bola for the missed chance. So there is more pressure there, and this is a good shakeup for Jabs compared to game 1.
Top lane. Never mind that, Jabs. Bottom lane going to cop a bit of damage here with the Flux. Slow it up, but is going to be just fine. Uragi going to be able to follow up there with Chu, so just putting the Broodmother rather low. Jay looks like he... And you know, John, the one lane we continue to try and talk about is this top lane. Genuel, of course, against Tiger, the classic Chen versus Enchantress matchup, and you do have the Sanking, of course, against that POS1 Razor. We saw the first blood happen against Palos as well. It's a bit of a rough start. Palos is still doing okay in terms of CS. In fact, ATF already handing the tips out here for Palos. It looks like he's having a very good time.
Yeah, he's up there in CS, keeping up nicely with a Razor. They basically have a 1v1 lane, so you're just kind of farming up. And it does hurt Chen and Enchantress, but they don't have that impact. I feel like it hurts John Yuel a lot more, not being able to play offensively with his enchant slow and getting... So you're getting what you want from OG. Tracking where John Yuel goes, and they might find him.
Yeah, they may. They've got so many stuns available here onto Genuel, but he barely gets the heal off. They're unable to get the damage off in time to kill off Genuel, but only a very scary position for the Enchantress, and just the double Mud Golems, John. Just so much damage being pumped out with those stuns. Don't forget, you can split them up eventually, have 4 of the little bastards, and they do a lot of damage.
Yeah, a lot of damage, really good stuns as well to just keep someone pinned down for that much longer. And you've got to watch yourself. It's very back and forth, but the solo lane does feel like it's going to be a lot more important for Amar to find in comparison. So he's just building up. He already has a soul ring almost ready to up, and then that aggression kicks in. Just chasing down. You've got great stuns, you've got great damage, great wave clear with a caustic. It's not going to be Jab's going to if that does happen.
He won't. Down the strike though, down a bot lane. They're going to try and make the jump in. Onto Uragi once again. Jabs has plenty of damage right now, and Uragi in pretty big trouble. He'll go for a long kind of route back towards the top tier, or rather bottom tier 1, and does actually make it out. Able to secure enough damage onto Uragi to secure the kill. He'll be more than happy with that, but Fnatic, they could certainly look to jump back in once the balance is back up, and DJ prepping in position, though top lane. TF getting rather low himself, but also able to get himself out as DJ. Still having a look around, but Uragi, he knows. Will try to abuse the Spark Wraiths to get some vision onto the Monkey King. They do find him. With DJ right behind the bottom tier 1. Very patiently waiting for Uragi to be out of position, but Uragi in that kind of sweet spot where you can't really reach with the Boundless Strike, and Jabs not really nearby anyway to try and move in for the damage.
I saw that.
Trudging the Jink Spires. We'll try again though.
They will. Primal Spring will be there as well. Uragi just going to get deleted here by GJ. The patience does end up paying off here for Fnatic. Be a 2 for 2 now. Both sides, and very even start to this game number 2.
This is the kind of game that I think Adam was looking. Focus on the heroes, focus on those strong lanes, try to get more and slow down OG from just that massive build-up. Great start for Jabs, means Broodmother will have a little bit more presence here.
ATF be chased down here by Palos. They'd love a bit of revenge here onto the Sand King, and eventually we'll find it. Palos able to secure the kill. Will be able to walk his way out and be just fine, as even Yuragi shows up now on the Arc Warden, as Yuragi has had more than enough with Fnatic down at that bot lane, so he'll just make his way up top early on. And ATF, I suppose, at this point as well, seeing the Broodmother is level 6, you do want to start switching up the lanes and having that advantage with the Sand versus Broodmother.
Definitely want to start slowing down Jabs. He's got the Spiderlings ready to go. Bot tier 1 tower is going to be pressured in. For avenues to kind of bot jump over, and they find Chu.
Counter strike. Primal Spring will be there as well, but Chu's going to be just fine. See there to heal him up a little bit as well. And ATF being there on the Sand King now should put a real nice stop to the push that was incoming from Fnatic. Very, very hard with the Spiderlings to try and make anything happen against the Sand King, and well, for Jabs, you do just seem completely creep skipping now. It's around that point where you just creep skip, go to the jungle, creep skip again, go to the jungle, and just kind of trade farm with the Sand King.
From Australia, Mike, have you ever seen a spider fight a scorpion? Is that something that happens?
I haven't seen it, John, but I'm sure it has happened multiple times. The things you see in Australia, John, you wouldn't believe, let me tell you. Genuel up at top lane, Boundless Strike will be there as Tiger. He's going to get dropped here on the Chen. Palos did move in for a bit more damage, but won't make the jump in onto Yuragi. They're more than happy with the kill they secure, and after all, it is a Chen, John. You do want to try and get off to a decent start here to get that snowball going. So Tiger, taken down, going to be a little bit detrimental to the plans of OG, but Fnatic, once again, really trying to give it back the way of OG for this game too.
They've managed to do a great job of slowing down Tiger. Still level 3. The mech is slowly being built up, but the creep army's just not there.
Jump in. EZM's going to show up at the top lane, so Genuel is going to drop Chu, able to secure that kill on the train. Bit of a wraparound coming in here as well. DJ, he's going to find himself a courier. Does give his position away for that, but doesn't seem like he was really going to be able to set up a fight for his team anyway. And in the meantime, it seems like Mel might be going for a T1 mid-tower push. Speak.
Bit of a solo shove-in from him. He's been left alone for so long. Still up top.
That's a big kill once again. Onto the Arc Warden, they've got him. Now Mel, he's just casually pushing mid-tier 1. Like, you've got to address one of these things. Do you want to hold on to the mid-tier 1 tower? Do you want to save Yuragi? It seems like they will prioritize the mid-tier 1 tower as actually you do need that space to farm up on this Arc Warden. You see the TPs coming in. OG, they want to try and force a fight. Dream Coil is there. ATF going to move in with the epicenter. Mel going to be targeted. Does get taken down very easily by the side of OG. They should be able to find themselves a secondary kill here onto Genuel, and eventually we'll go for a bit of a run, but BZM going to be right behind him, and they should have the kill in just a moment. And they will. Chu will take it.
Great punishment onto that mid. We were talking about all that space Armel has, and they kind of slow him down. He did have a decent enough lead, not that much over BZM, but he is a high priority hero. Building into the Dragonlance, the Desolator timing for the TA here is key in getting that push off. OG right now, it does feel like they've been much more willing to sacrifice Yuragi alone.
Spiderlings are going down, high fives are coming out, Jabs and Amar just going at it as Jabs is going to go for a bit of a man fight, and ATF does not want to borrow this though. Jabs, he's dropping rather low now, John. Oh, high fives are out, tips are out as well. They'll tip ATF before he tips them. That's the only way you win that tipping battle.
Yeah, I mean, that's a sign that maybe it's not so beefy, right? He acknowledges he got kind of juked around there. They do manage to find a kill on BZM.
Oh, what a hurricane. What a pushback on a Palos. That's perfect, right into the spark rates, and it's just rough. Meanwhile, DJ messed around with BZM in this replay, and did he find him?
Yeah, he found him while all that action was happening, bot with the back and forth with ATF. So it's not the worst trade in the world, although losing your Broodmother is painful, and that blink timing for Amar is going to be super fast. It's already up 10.5 minutes in, and now the aggression can come in from Amar. Right? They've been sacrificing Yuragi, they've been grouping up around him. Now they can play around off the Sand King and just give that Arc Ward space it needs to get max value from the Midas. Right. So they can kind of stall for the Arc Warden now and just play as 4.
Absolutely. All about the stall game when it comes to this hero, John. That's why I hate it so much. This Arc Warden just... It used to be heroes like Sniper, John. They just delay the game over and over again, and now we've got Arc Warden. My favorite.
Are you? Oh yeah. I mean, we've already had the discussion before. If you would tinker, an Arc Warden definitely is something else. Still shoving in mid here from OG. So looks like they're the ones who want to put that pressure to stop Fnatic from having control for Armel to farm. Yeah. And they've got the army to back it up.
Well, you've got the Chen army, of course. So you definitely want to get this going. Fnatic, they are going to be around to try and defend this. Another hard ask here is DJ already getting caught out by the Tempest double, and now a Burrow Strike. ATF. He's in onto 2. Oh, they've got the overgrowth to follow up as well. That'll be 2 gone already. DJ, he is going to buy it back to try and force the fight as ATF, dropping rather low himself, will end up going down on the Sand King. And OG, they still get away with this mid-tier 1 tower, John. You might find Tiger. It'll be a secondary kill, perhaps to come out for Fnatic. Even a Dream Coil being thrown out now as BZM wants to try back onto Armel. Almost has the damage up, but with the refraction is going to be there in time. They will actually find a third in the form of Chu. And so not really too bad of a team fight for Fnatic. My only concern being they did still lose the mid-tier 1 tower, but it does seem like they are going to be able to counter. In fact, BZM, not out of the woods yet, but will be able to get his way out eventually. BZM even given the respect over to DJ, who has been terrorizing this puck.
They've managed to do a great job of recovering from Fnatic. They take the mid-tier 1 as well. They find a decent enough fight. Amar did reveal that blink really nicely, right? They grouped up mid, immediate smoke out that space was worthwhile. And even for Fnatic, evening out there just doesn't feel like it's enough. You do still have a small net worth lead. Armel's still hitting his item timings. Dragonlance up into the blink next. But you definitely need to start buying, or start allowing jabs to make space. Playing down bot, he's gotten a lot of space out for himself, working onto the Ags. If he can drag attention to himself to allow the TA to freely farm, it would be a lot stronger.
They've got Palos here, John. Palos just so far forward. On that pos 1 Razor, maybe just a little bit too confident here. Against OG, does get taken out, and Jabs, he tried to help out on the Broodmother. He's going to be okay to walk his own way out, but Palos just way too far forward. Does get taken out and punished by OG. It's Fnatic. They'll still group up here down at the bot lane, but they've got to be cautious.
And I think Palos understands he's not really the win condition. He's taking riskier farm, he's not in the jungle, he's allowing Armel to take that space, so he's going to cop it.
Yeah.
Even Jabs is not willing to really die too much, he wants that Ags build up. The Razor only needs that BKB, at least has the Ogre Axe up, so it's not going to take that much longer. That is a lot of space for OG though, straight into the Roche pit for them.
Absolutely, I mean, you've got the Chen. Dark Troll Summoner, John, you love those skellies. Who doesn't love a good skeleton, John? Yuragi. He's going to back his way out. They don't seem to feel quite confident enough to keep going for this Roshan, but they will leave it at just less than half HP. Meanwhile, DJ kicking again very, very deep. The jungle of the Radiant. Mid lane just trying to find somebody to snipe or just get some information for his team. There's only so much he can do though, right? Like you can't really dive that deep. You just kind of DJ. I mean, you can pretend to be a tree DJ, but trees don't generally move, sir.
You sure?
Oh, well.
Not in Australia?
No, you never.
I thought anything happens down there. Moving trees, scorpion, spider battles.
John, look at him go.
What is he doing?
He's walking as a tree, John.
He's hiding. Maybe he's trying to hide from wards, snipe couriers, or he just really likes cosplaying.
Yeah. Jay, very, very good cosplay indeed. Meanwhile, in jungle, a pretty big group up going on as DJ's still hanging around and does scout out the ancient stacks being made by OG. Just a double stack being made though as Fnatic. Try and find Yuragi here at the top lane. Yuragi, I mean, his Tempest double did just expire, so they know this is the real one as they do make the jump in. Yuragi, he's a massive pick up here for Fnatic and he does get taken out. Meanwhile, Jabs, he gets caught down to the bot lane, but he's a Broodmother. He might be able to find a way out of the epicenter. He's going to be there from ATF. So it is going to be a 1-for-1 trade, but you'd have to argue it favors Fnatic. They find the POS 1 Arc Warden once again.
They've managed to slow down that timing for the Maelstrom into the travel to prevent that huge split push coming out at least a little bit longer. And you are getting that build up on Armel. He gets his blink, immediately gets active, and they managed to steal away to his ancient stacks that DJ found. So his time dancing around the trees is paying off.
Certainly is. Stacks kind of being taken out.
Oh, Tiger just did.
Absolutely. Why the hell not Tigers to carry now? Play Chenjon, you can just kind of do anything in this game. Is jump in again, Fnatic, speaking of Tiger, he's going to get jumped on. What a powerless strike out. Onto 2, into the backside as Tiger, still somehow alive. Palos is the one dropping on the Razor, but no, he won't make his way out. They'll take him down. 2's gone as well, but now Armel's in trouble. OG just smothered them in that Radiant triangle. There's Jabs, even still trying to run, may not make it out. BZM will go for a bit of a chase, but Dream Coil's on cooldown for another 5 seconds. So the chase continues here from the puck. They'll have the coil up in just a moment. ATF, he'll land the Burrow Strike anyway. They may not even need the coil, and they don't. OG, this is that stage of the game now where you give a big team fight away to a team like OG, and they just start to get out of control.
Yeah. get a little bit too overconfident on Fnatic, playing on that triangle, seeing a Chen, thinking it's a soft target, right? You know, you come in with 2 cores, get a link off, but that's a Chen with a Train Protector. There's a lot of sustain with a mech on hand, in the hand of... It's just enough to turn that for OG. They overextend.
Just not expecting the mech there on Tiger, but the heal certainly was going to be enough here for OG, and Fnatic, that's a big price to pay to try and invade that Radiant Triangle. OG, 3k net worth advantage, 17 minutes in. Still anyone's game here, and of course Armel still top of the net worth board, but kind of mentioned earlier, John, Uragi with that double Midas, the Tempest double, going to be a real pain to try and keep up with us. Now BZM does get caught out once again. DJ doing a fantastic job with all the scouts.
Getting someone who's a little bit too far forward scouting in that top jungle. It's still pretty decent for OG. That is space. I think you're more than willing to sacrifice even a couple of cores like that just to get Uragi pretty big, although you would want some timings here for BZM to play with. Fnatic still getting that build-up they want. DJ still scouting.
He is. Uragi, that'll be the Tempest double. They just want the bonus gold, but they won't even find that. It does expire. Uragi, real man himself, obviously in his own triangle, just keep farm going. Right into the Gleipnir build-up that we see so often with these Arc Wardens. Top lane, DJ again trying to get some information. They are going to find Palos though, ATF. He's there right onto the Razor. They've got the Yule Scepter up. Cancel the TP and Palos. He's going to drop. No problems here for OG. Fnatic, they're kind of relying on that POS1 Razor this game, John, but again, it's been a bit of a rough start for him.
Again, he just has to farm so far forward because Armel's eating that safe farm, getting that build-up. And with that kill once more, they're going to go into the Roche Pit. They've got the Tempests down, the doubles are there, the army's there, the skeletons are just standing outside to give that bonus damage. You're not even hitting.
Skelly's John just scouting out for the team. Fantastic. Roshan will go down. No contest to come out from Fnatic. They will let this one go the way of OG. And in fact, mass TP's coming in down towards the bottom lane. Rather just one TP coming down towards the bottom lane. All you need is ATF. They'll defend very, very easily here against the Ench. No problems whatsoever.
Just the wave clear coming out from OG just stops whatever Fnatic wants to do with their creep army from Johnnyuel, with Spiderlings coming out from Jabs. They're not able to apply as much in terms of the split push. It just feels like OG is still fairly happy, even if you try to make those plays. The blink timing again from Amar has really paid off. He's got his Ewells up, he's got a Ghost Scepter up to live through the damage coming through from Armel and Palos. There are some key timings for Fnatic that's set to come out soon, like BKB for Palos is pretty damn close. You've got the disassembly into BKB for Armel ready to go. So this could be the point where Fnatic's more than willing to start grouping up once more and facing head-on to that control from OG. But you have to remember, they picked the Train Protector into that, knowing that the BKBs are key for Fnatic. They've always got a BKB Pierce here.
They do. It's a power spike now for Fnatic, like you mentioned. They've already got the counter, and speaking of Armel, he may get caught out. BZM is there. Koyo is going to be right on the edge, onto the TA, but Armel will be by the tier 2 mid tower, so he's going to be just fine. G, unable to really start the team fight they wanted. Mid lane, maybe a bit more action brought out. Bit of a chase going on into Armel, but he's going to be fine. Oh, Nevernight, BZM makes a bit of a jump in. Haste is there for the pucks. There's no problems keeping up, as even Januel getting caught out in the meantime on the Ench is going to drop to Uragi. Just completely solo. Very least though, Armel does make his way out, and it's very important he does make his way out, because this kind of game, you are very dependent on the TA carrying you through this, and Armel's still top of the net worth board, but seemingly unable to hit that spike he needs to really get going. But maybe now Fnatic, they'll get started once again. Onto Tiger. The Chen, not going to be able to survive with the mech. He is going to go down first. Fnatic, they'll move in for a bit more onto ATF, but he'll Burrow Strike out of there. In fact, now the Epicenter going to be channeled. He'll get into the Ghost Scepter as well, go for a TP out. Do they have a cancellation?
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. Just TP. There's nothing else to it, John. Just TP out.
I mean, their only reliable stun is Boundless. That's it. You're reliant on maybe a good Enchantress army coming out from Johnnyuel, not quite at that area. So he just gets the bail. He gets the BKB usage out from Palos. First BKB use, and they find nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We'll have a bit of a look at this team fight once again. You see ATF's cooldown, or rather countdown, on the TP there. He just pops the Ghost Scepter, realizing nobody can cancel. Bye. See you guys later.
Gee.
DJ, I mean, he was trying to get there in time, but could not get a boundless off, and a very rough affair once again as OG hold on to this Aegis for another 2 minutes and see if they can group up and force another team fight. Actually, Fnatic, they will smoke up as 3 and maybe try to find a pick off on their own, but it seems like Fnatic are more interested in finding a place to farm right now.
Just maybe scouting out here. They are about to hit that level 20 spike on Armel though.
Armel, take the jump in. Ghost Scepter is there once again onto ATF. EJ gonna stun him up, but ATF's got help incoming. BZM will show up. Keep going here. Armel does get caught out. In they go once again. The TA already threw all the refraction charges, and BZM forcing the BKB out. There's your overgrowth onto the TA, and Armel can't do nothing. He's gone. Januel, he'll go for a run, but there's not much he can do either. Just stun him up and take him down. You talked about it, John. Overgrowth right through the BKB.
Yeah, and again, that's the first BKB use of Armel. Like, he holds on as long as he can because he knows Chu is around. Forced to use it anyway. Dies anyway. 2 fresh BKBs from Fnatic's cores, which are the key timings, just not doing anything. And OG, they just get to run around or bind space out for Yuragi. We've got great activity coming out from BZM and from Amar, and Fnatic aren't able to keep up quite as much. They're not too far behind, mind you. It's a 2k lead for OG. Not the worst thing in the world at this point, but it does feel like the momentum is starting to build up as Fnatic aren't able to really land their shots.
Not. Lane, jabs, it's surrounded here. Spark rates will give the vision into the Gleipnir and they'll just lock it down. No problem, though jabs will continue to try and run, but the slows are just too much. Yuragi now on a mega kill streak. Considering the start he had during that laning stage, he has really caught up quite effectively and now top the net worth board as well. Armel just can't really hold on to that net worth lead he had, and well, now OG is set to take over the game.
And this is where it becomes really challenging for Fnatic. How do you jump Yuragi? You're relying mainly on DJ, and he can scout forward, can get some mobility going. He's trying now.
He's going to try with the Wukong's command out and the Boundless Strike. They'll just lock him down with the Gleipnir there, and in comes ATF. Palos is there as well with the BKB, but TP's out once again. Yuragi!
God.
Oh, not again! They just TP right out. Overgrowth is there, onto the Razor. Palos is going to go. BKB wears off as well, Armel. He's just gone. Sometimes, Jonathan, stuns win you games. In fact, most times, stuns just win you games, and if you can't actually kill anybody, if they could literally just press T and get the hell out of there, how do you win this game as Fnatic?
You honestly don't. Like, again, John Yuel's not there with any sort of stun on hand. The heal comes true and just TP, lol. Again, like, DJ has an Orchid. They're trying to hunt. That's the idea, right? Like, they don't have the mobility to catch that Arc Warden off guard. They have to rely on their pause 4. It's just not doing anything. Like, they need the Enchantress there with a stun creep somehow.
Be able to get a sick bat here, I think. Oh, apparently not. He's going to drop, and in the meantime, the ATF.
That's a team wipe.
That's a full team wipe. Across the map, they just completely wiped them on the side of OG. Fnatic, again, off to a great start in game 2. A much closer game number 2, but well, not at this stage, Don. 10k net worth lead now to OG, and we'll get to see a replay of what the hell happened here. Well, there's Yuragi, taking out one. No problems there onto Januel. Meanwhile, BZM, another ATF, fighting somebody else, but there's too many kills happening across the map.
Yeah, it's so split up. Like, when Fnatic groups up, it doesn't pan out. When they're splitting up, it doesn't pan out. OG's just working everything. Taiga solo pushes to mid-tier 2. Like, it's just gone. His creep army is just there. You don't have that clear out from Fnatic to reliably destroy that. Like, you just don't have that same clear as a Puck provides you, as a Sand King provides you. Even the Terrain Protector has pretty decent wave clear coming through with Nature's Grasp, and you have nothing.
No, bot lane, ATF, he'll make the jump in. They will force the BKB out, and this time Armel will TP.
They tried to Gleipnir True, doesn't quite catch that spell immunity, but they force another BKB use out. That still feels like a pretty good win for OG. Down to 6 seconds already. He just bought this like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Like, that's insanity. That's
rough.
It's 6 seconds spell immunity, and you're dealing with the overgrowth. There's not much of a window you can really get to find kills for that.
Oh, here we go again. Chu, knowing the BKB's down, will make the jump in. Onto Armel, just trying to secure the TA pickoff, or at least set up a fight here. DJ going to be around to try and help Armel out. See, we'll get to the high ground. He's going to be just fine for now, but OG, even with just supports, just so confident as BZM just takes down Palos. Tier 3 tower or not, he just does not give a crap. They'll go in for the top tier 3, and in fact, Chu, he's found the Monkey King in the tree line. ATF's gonna be there. That'll be enough. Dagon out from BZM, just take him out.
Oh god.
That's rough.
Yeah, BZM's got the E-Blade Dagon, so he can just kind of snipe people now. Pretty good timing for Fnatic. Well, not quite done here.
No, certainly not, Jonathan. OG obviously doing something you should never do in a game, and that's smurfing right now here against Fnatic. It's just very, very one-sided affair once again here for OG. Tips are coming out for ATF, and well, how can you not tip the man, Jonathan? He's had a fantastic...
Nah, they call it. They call it.
They've seen enough.
It's rough, right? You get all these BKBs, you can play around them, you go for this Broodmother to try to get aggressive, you find some early kills. Oh, there it is, of course.